Good afternoon, it's Jeremy here. I'm going to be showing you how to create this typographic logo in Illustrator. This was a logo that we actually did as a college project in university, and what we did, me and my friend actually worked on this logo, and during the time we didn't really know what we were doing, but our teacher helped us out, but we ended up coming up with this idea. You can see there it's got a simple stroke, a simple tagline, and this nice typographic effect. So I'm going to show you how to create this. So the key is to download a nice feminine font that has these like thick lines and strokes. So I'm going to press T for my type tool, jump in here and just left click once. I'm going to bring up my toolbars and I'm going to use my type tool on the right here. And I'm just going to scale this up. And the word octopi, we actually got the word from an actual octopus, which has a certain amount of legs. And it was the name of our magazine we had to do for the project. So you want to find a serif font in this type of style. So I have a few already downloaded. So if I go to my filters here, I'll go and change it. You can also click on black letter, that might have it as well. So I'll see if my filter work any good here. And I'm just searching through, looking for the right font that I want. And I might just actually turn off the filter because they're not showing up. So I'm just gonna duplicate. I'm just holding Alt and Shift just to duplicate this and bring it down. And I'm just gonna pick some fonts. And the whole idea for this magazine was a whole like lifestyle hack for people who are young and wanting to improve their general well-being and life and standard of living. So it was full of like lifestyle hacks on different areas, whether it be cooking or just like handmade stuff. So yeah, it was just a fun little project in class. So I'm just going through finding one of those fonts. Originally we wanted to like do it custom and hand lettered, and we were playing around with that originally, but then we found a font. I don't recall what it was because it was like so old, and so it was like 2014, which was a while ago, obviously. And I'm just going through here, see if I can find the good fonts. I've actually cleaned up a lot of my fonts, to be honest. So a lot of them I've deleted them. We've got the fonts now. So I'm just gonna go pick one, and you can see here this one has got gaps there, which is alright. And I'm leaning more towards these ones, Bondoni and the Giza. I can skip these ones. So I'll bring it over here. This one's more a thick one. This one I can actually customize. So I can select a thinner font, which is cool. This one is it just has regular, so it's like a one space. I like this, how it's got the teardrop there, so I'll just go with this one, and I'm pretty sure this is a free font as well, where Bondoni is not. So I'll bring this one over here and I'll start to play around with this. So you can see I've got my font now. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to select it and go to type and go to create outlines, and this will just turn them into shapes. I can just get rid of that swatches over there, and you can see now they're all shapes. So if we need to go and edit stuff, we can actually go edit it. So if I want to maybe play around with this, I'll use my selection tool, select the anchor points, and then use my down arrow key to bring that down. So maybe I just want to play around and have fun with it, or move things around. As I see fit. Maybe I want to adjust the kerning on some areas. Maybe I want to move this across. Like whatever it is, you can just play around with it. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with this. And then once again, I'm going to play around with this. So think smart, live easy. So that's going to be the tagline. Smart, live easy. And we're going to pick a simple font, not the same as the main header font. So I'll go back to my type tool here. You can go to the type tool by going window and going type and then selecting it. And then I'm going to pick just a basic sans serif font. I'll go Modelica. BW Modelica is nice. I'll go just a really light version of that. And I'll change the case to title case, as you can see there. I might bump it up. I'll go put it on medium. So I can sort of make sure that this is the right color. Is this? Yep. So what I can do is maybe make it a bit smaller, and I can justify it to the right here. So that's kind of nice. And I'll select all this, duplicate it, and I'll just play around with different variations of it to see how it looks like. I'll select this, go to type. I can change the case really quick, so I don't have to retype it out. So hopefully you guys should already know that, but I can probably cover it in another tutorial. So I'm just seeing how that looks. So that's pretty cool, just playing around with that. So to create this type of effect here that we want, I'll play around with this one. And what I want to do, I want to center it. I'll just optically center it with my eye. Drop that down a bit. I'm going to press M for the rectangle tool. I'm just going to drag a box. Try and aim the box directly under where the parts of the letters end. As you can see there, my smart guides are on. So if you go to view, click smart guides here, and you'll be able to make sure that it connects there. I'm going to press Shift X on this box. And you can see now it's just a stroke. So I've got this rectangle. What I want to do is delete these sides. So I'll press A for the direct selection tool, or it's this little white mouse on top left corner. I'll select this side, press delete. I'll go to the other side, select it, and press delete. So you can see that we've got these two strokes that are sort of holding this tagline together. So I'm going to go to my swatches panel, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the grays already here. I'm going to pick a nice light gray, probably with a third one here, to see what that looks like. If I click off, you can see there, yeah, it's nice and subtle there. And my stroke width is actually 1 point. I can probably even drop it to 0.75, which is cool as well. So you can see there, we want this nice effect though. You see how the P is coming down and it's cutting that off? I'll show you how I did that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this P here. I'm going to select these anchor points, and you can see that it's not, it's just up to this bottom of the descenders are the same. So I want to select this and actually customize it and bring that down like this. Not too much, because then it will look too out of balance. And what I'm going to do now, I'll bring these strokes, holding shift, I'll select the type as well, and I'll bring it up as well, like this. I'll tighten this up, and I'll bring that like that. Drop that, center it a bit more. Not too much. So there you go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press C, and I'm going to cut on these two lines. So I'm going to left click, put your mouse on the stroke, and using the scissor tool, which is the shortcut key is C, I'm going to cut, and then make sure my smart guides are on so you can see it's connecting the little purple line, and I'm going to go down to the bottom one and click cut here. So what a cut does, it cuts the stroke into half, and then now I can just drag these two lines and bring them across like that. And then I'll select these edges, I'll bring this in, and what I'll do is I'll just Control C, copy that, bring this across, and then press Control V and just line it up so you can see the baseline is matching up. And I can put it there like this, and I'm going to adjust these strokes. So I don't need this one to be heaps long, and I can even move this one in like this as well, or I can leave it long like that. So it just depends how you want it to look. I'm also going to give some more space to the actual stem, or the spine of the P, as you can see this part. So I'll just bump these to left and right so you can see it's coming through there nicely. And I could even bump these up if I want. Like, it's all up to you. And I think I'm going to adjust these like that. Chop one down. Then the black is too dark. So what I'm going to do is make it gray. So we could go like a lighter gray or the same type of gray as the strokes there. Go a bit darker. And there we have it. So now if we can compare our version to this one we've done here. As you can see there, the same style. And as you can see, this one, obviously this one is uppercase. So I can play around with it, change it up, make it small. And I can press holding Alt and the right arrow to bump up the kerning there, as you can see. And there you have it. So you can see it's another cool way to do this type of logo. Just using a simple font, customizing it, adding a tagline, just using some strokes and balance here to make it more playful. And you know, you can always do heaps of customization. So like I can just play around with this, and I can join these two if I want it like rounded off. So if I join this, I can play around with that stuff. You can get like a lot of custom stuff, as you can see there. So just by playing around, it's really easy to get some different styles and play around with it. And yeah, you can do so many different cool stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if this was helpful. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button to get notifications on all my new videos. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in the next video.